Hey everyone, how's it going? And please pardon my absence as life's been a bit busy as of late. In this long overdue update, I'd like to dive back into one of the topics that's occupied much of my time since my last video, that being the Steam Deck. Last year, I initially felt a bit apprehensive about reviewing the Steam Deck as I received mine several months after many other popular reviewers. By that point, extensive coverage of the Steam Deck's technical and performance aspects seemingly had already saturated every corner of the YouTubes, so instead, I decided to focus on evaluating the Steam Deck's ease of use for individuals accustomed to more traditional home console gaming. Surprisingly, this approach resonated well with viewers, and I greatly appreciate all the feedback I've received. If you haven't had the chance to watch it, you can find the link up here or in the description below. Following the positive response I received, I figured it would finally be a good idea to produce a follow-up video on the Steam Deck. Numerous changes have occurred since I posted my initial review, making this an opportune time to provide some much-needed updates. Additionally, there were some comments that I had made in that video that led to some minor controversy, and I'd like to use this as an opportunity to extend my thoughts on that matter. But for now, let's take a look back at my year of experience with the Steam Deck, examining the performance and suitability for the average gamer seeking a seamless pick-up-and-play experience. We'll look at some of the improvements since last June to see whether the Steam Deck is still worth checking out today. The first and most significant change we've seen since last year is the improved availability of the Steam Deck. Reservations are a thing of the past after Valve had successfully ramped up production. Even after the Black Friday rush, all three models of the Steam Deck were still readily available for order, with estimated delivery times ranging from 1 to 2 weeks. While this has been a very good thing for prospective buyers, I can't help but feel a bit indifferent when people complain about having to wait a mere couple of weeks for their orders. Another notable change lies in the growing library of games playable on the Steam Deck, which currently lists over 9,000 titles. My own library now contains nearly 500 games marked as playable on Steam. However, it's worth noting again that Valve's verification process is not always entirely accurate, with even more games being noted as running well according to the good public playtesters on ProtonDB. Of course, there have also been a few hiccups along the way, such as EA's introduction of a new launcher that initially caused compatibility issues with certain games that previously ran smoothly on the Steam Deck. Of course, there's often workarounds for issues like this. Additionally, it's important to consider that some online games requiring anti-cheat software may still not be fully compatible with the Steam Deck, so you definitely want to do a bit of research to make sure that your favorite games run well on the Steam Deck before purchasing. Of course, the increase of playable games and improved performance is made possible by both Valve and the many game developers that jumped on the opportunity to optimize the experience of playing their games on this much-anticipated handheld. Valve has been hard at work updating SteamOS in numerous ways in terms of performance and user interface improvements. The list of updates is exhausting and far more than I'm willing to cover in this video. On the subject of performance, most of the games I've played on the Steam Deck so far have provided an excellent experience. Stray ran well with only occasional and minor FPS drops. Otherwise, it was very enjoyable to play on the Steam Deck from start to end. Shredder's Revenge performed flawlessly as expected, and my wife had actually stolen the Steam Deck for a while to show me how much better she is at Tetris Effect than I am. I had attempted to play Resident Evil 4 with the RE4HD project patch, which enhances the 3D models and textures in the game. Unfortunately, the game crashed only after a few seconds when using this patch. However, playing the unmodded version of the game still proved to be a wonderful experience on the deck. Unfortunately, trying to play Final Fantasy XIII resulted in significant stuttering issues during shader loading, even with the community optimization patches applied. While I haven't tested a lot of highly demanding titles, the majority of games I've tried have performed very well on the Steam Deck. I'd been using the docked mode to play games on my living room TV for a while, but now I'm using the official dock instead of relying on third-party dongles. The official dock offers an Ethernet port that of course significantly boosts download speeds compared to Wi-Fi, and the additional USB ports definitely come in handy. However, I have to admit that the official dock carries a hefty price tag compared to the third-party alternatives. Personally, I feel that I've justified my purchase considering the regular firmware updates and support provided by Valve for the official dock. Nonetheless, there's absolutely no shame in shopping around to find a dock that works best for your needs and within your budget. One interesting question that frequently comes up is how well the Steam Deck performs as a portable desktop PC. The answer is not bad at all. Although it falls short of being a full-fledged laptop in terms of form factor, the Steam Deck is highly capable of handling common PC tasks. For example, YouTuber YongYea successfully produced a complete video about the Steam Deck's performance as a desktop using the very same Steam Deck for video capturing and editing. All of this was accomplished using the Deck's Arch Linux desktop, showcasing the device's versatility as both a standard desktop computer and a powerful portable gaming device. Furthermore, since the Steam Deck essentially functions as a PC in console's clothing, your entertainment options extend far beyond gaming. I've recently been enjoying the Steam Deck for watching movies wherever I happen to be by using the standard Linux version of Kodi, which works perfectly from the SteamOS interface and also offers controller support. You can easily extend your media space with a portable hard drive, making the Deck an excellent choice for watching your favorite movies and shows on the go. Previously, we talked about compatibility issues with other game distribution platforms. While there haven't been many notable changes in this regard, a particularly welcome update comes from the Heroic launcher. The launcher now enables users to create shortcuts, allowing installed games to be launched directly through the SteamOS interface. I personally find this setup to be much more convenient compared to navigating through the Heroic interface to access my GOG and Epic collections. Additionally, I stumbled across a fantastic utility called SGD Boop from SteamGridDB, which gives you one-click access to setting custom art for all of your Steam shortcuts. This turned out to be extremely handy for making all of my non-Steam games look nice and pretty in the Steam Deck menu. Another noteworthy change since my previous review involves the world of cloud gaming, although not directly related to cloud gaming on the Steam Deck itself. It rather centers around the demise of Stadia, which came with a bit of a silver lining. After the shutdown, Google finally provided a firmware update for the Stadia controller, activating its Bluetooth functionality. As a result, the Stadia controller can now connect wirelessly to the Steam Deck without any major issues. I have to admit, it feels kinda dirty, and I like it. Now, there was one opinion I had made that was met with some disagreement, whether or not the Steam Deck would be considered the Switch killer. Interestingly, my disagreement on the matter even had me being accused of a Switch fanboy, even though I didn't own a Switch at the time. Well, now I do. And I can honestly say with experience that my mind still hasn't changed that much. To understand my reasoning, we need to dissect some loose definitions. What actually defines a console killer? Generally, it refers to a device, often a PC, that surpasses the power and capabilities of existing consoles on the market at a similar price point. While achieving this level of performance is relatively easy for high-end gaming PCs, it more often comes at a steeper price. With this in mind, the Steam Deck undeniably outperforms the Switch, even in its lowest price configuration. However, when people talk about the Steam Deck as the Switch killer, it's often imagined as a device that's literally making Nintendo shake in their boots. While Nintendo had enforced shutdowns of videos displaying Switch games being emulated on the Steam Deck, that's just kind of what they do anyway. Nintendo has always been very aggressive with their IP, especially when it's used in a way that doesn't align with their interests. Despite the Steam Deck's surging popularity, it hasn't significantly impacted Switch sales, and several factors contribute to this. First and foremost is the element of ease of use. The Steam Deck surpasses the Switch in every aspect of power, and proves to be highly usable for the average gamer. Yet the Switch's design excels at user-friendliness for any player. While it's possible to emulate Switch games on the Steam Deck, there is still a limited selection of games that can run perfectly, and some games may require extensive tweaking by the user to achieve a playable experience. It's very possible that we'll see significant improvements in the future, but as of now, the Switch remains the best choice for enjoying many of its exclusive titles. However, when it comes to non-exclusive games that are also available on PC, the Steam Deck undoubtedly takes the crown. Sorry, Nintendo. So has my opinion of the Steam Deck changed after using it for a year? I dare say that I love it even more. As some others have noted, I often find myself preferring to play games on the Steam Deck rather than on my desktop gaming PC, and to me that speaks volumes. While there are some newer handheld gaming PCs on the market that aim to rival the Steam Deck's performance, you won't find any at a more reasonable price. The upcoming Asus ROG Ally comes close with its higher specs, but also having a higher price tag means that the Steam Deck can still provide players with competitive options to choose from. Stay tuned, folks, I'll be releasing new content soon, including tips on selecting which game to play, a guide to emulation for noobs, and strategies for becoming a super savvy bargain shopper. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that happy jazz. That's it for this session. I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.